Welcome to the March 13th, 2025 call meeting for Finance and Administration. Ms. Coakley, please call roll.
Ms. Martin.
Here.
Mr. Green. Here. Ms. Hanson. Here. Ms. Rutherford. Here. Ms. Fauntleroy. Mr. Harrell. Ms. Moore. Here. Dr. Peterson. Here. Ms. Baker. Here. Ms. McCullum. Here. Ms. Lamey. Ms. Hurstis. Here. Mr. Breaux. Here. Mr. Kuzan. Ms. Rufino Gallagher.
Thank you, Ms. Coakley. We will dispense with the invocation and pledge as it was given in the previous meeting. Do I have any board members who would like to recognize any visitors? Yes, Ms. Gallagher.
Just for y'all, I didn't say it earlier because I knew that first one was going to be crazy and I didn't want to get into it, but Bill Gallagher would have been proud of me. So anybody listen, Peyton Burkell was a kid who, he was the one who was on the cycling team for the junior U.S. cycling team. His dream has come true. He has signed a professional contract with a cycling company. So congratulations to Peyton and his family, little coming out of St. Antonio Parish. Congratulations to the North Shore High School's underwater robotics team. Their name is Swim Shadies. How cute. They were named the grand champions of the 2025 Louisiana 4-H Sea Perch competition held in Lafayette. And they also won the Ingenuity Specialty Award and placed first in the mission course portion of the competition. I'm not done yet. Congratulations to the boys powerlifting team from North Shore High School for their third place team finished at South Regionals that was held in Covington. And Jackson was here prior. He won, I'm sorry, Jackson, I forgot what you won. But he was the regional squat and total record of 100, for the 100, I'm guessing it's the 165-pound age group.
He won the South Regional 165.
There you go. And Tyler and Austin won silver, and Kamani won bronze. And I have one more. No, I have two more. Congratulations to Grace Green, who is a freshman at North Shore High School, who came in second in the Division I 1,600-meter indoor track meet at LSU back in February. And last night, the Boyette junior high softball team went undefeated as district champs. So that's all I got.
Very good. Thank you. Is there anyone
no.
else?
No, before I forget, she's going to kill me.
Yep.
The Boyette Rebelettes dance team were the junior high national champions.
Very good.
There you go. Now I'm done. Sorry.
Is there anyone else?
Sorry.
Yes, Mr. Breaux.
Yeah, I'd like to recognize Stephanie Underwood and Robert Broom as being the only two remaining members of the public.
Congratulations. Okay. Next, we have the approval of minutes for our committee meeting held on February 6, 2025. Do I have a motion? Ms. Gallagher. Do I have a second? Ms. Rutherford. Any comments by the public? Any questions from the board? Everyone, please vote.
Unanimous.
That passes unanimously. Ms. Hart, with our administrative update, please.
Thank you, Chair Martin, Superintendent Jabia, and board members. Whew, I'll try to, okay. For my administrative update tonight, you know, we were talking today every month for the administrative update. I start thinking, you know, what am I going to talk about? And we were talking, my team and I were talking today, and we were saying that admin department is like Charity Hospital ER. Like, we never know what's coming at us. And there are so many things that we deal with in our department that are confidential situations, whether it be employee situations, specifics on student discipline, safety and security, addressing parental concerns. So we're firemen in that department. And so sometimes I feel like I say the same thing every month, and I don't mean to. But I would like to thank our SROs who help us daily. And, you know, when we have things that happen at schools related to safety, our schools meet with their crisis teams, they meet with their SROs, and they look at what was done correctly, what could be tweaked, and our safety coordinator goes out also and meets with them. So we never have an incident that we don't take a look at to see what was done really well and perhaps what needs some fixing. So I just want everybody to know that. We always reflect on what was done and how we can improve on things. Would like to thank the maintenance workers, of course, for the fantastic job that they always do for us. I know it's a busy time of year and they're getting ready. You know, we have one more 9 weeks and they'll really start cranking up for the summertime. Ms. Casey Lelane had given me a little update. Menu items that are being considered for next school year have been sent to several schools. Items will be tested by their nutrition advisory councils, their NAC teams, or their Pro Start students at Carolyn Park, Bayou Lacombe, Whispering Forest, and Fontainebleau High. In addition to these students' taste testing, General Mills brought breakfast samples to Covington High on February 25th, and they are looking at items that will help increase breakfast, especially at the high schools where the numbers are historically low. So they have a lot of room to grow in that area, and they're trying to pump up their numbers. So. You want to go, Ms. Hersius? Okay, I'm going to let you go. I know she said Mr. Breaux was also interested, and she mentioned your name. She said you were also interested in that. So that's what I have for tonight. That's my administrative update.
Thank you, Ms. Hart. Do I have any questions from the board? All right, seeing none. The monthly maintenance and custodial report.
Your monthly maintenance and custodial report have been updated to board docs, and Mr. Wade Gotcha is here to answer any questions you may have.
Do I have any questions from the board? All right, fantastic. Thank you, Ms. Hart. Next, we have construction. Ms. Tipton, would you like to start with letter A?
Thank you, Mrs. Martin. Our first item is consideration of bids for Pontchartrain Elementary and Tchefuncte Middle Schools, replacement of cafeteria and gymnasium HVAC units. That's St. Tammany Parish School Board project number P0411. We received these bids on February the 27th, and we are recommending the low base bid and alternate number 1 submitted by A&A Mechanical Incorporated in the amount of $602,650 for the replacement of these HVAC units for this project. The base bid is 2 units on the Pontchartrain side, 2 on the Tchefuncte side. Those serve the gymnasiums and the cafeteria seating areas and the hallways in that immediate area. And alternate number 1 is the kitchen units, inside and outside, in both of those cases, and all of the refrigerant lines will be replaced as well.
Thank you. Mr. Green, would you like to make that motion? Do I have a second? Ms. Hanson? Do I have any comments by the public? Comments by the board? Please,
Just one question.
Ms. Baker.
Just to be clear, 4 units
In
or
base
600 and
bid.
something thousand?
4 units, interior, exterior, because they have 2 pieces. That's the base bid. Kitchen units are alternate 1.
That's crazy, huh?
Anyone else?
They're large units, too.
Where are we living?
Everyone, please vote. That passes unanimously.
Thank you. The next item is consideration of bids for Bonnie Cole Elementary School paving repairs, asphalt mill and overlay. School Board project number is P0307. We received those bids March the 11th, and we are recommending acceptance of the apparent low base bid submitted by Donahoe Construction LLC in the amount of $340,000 for this project. That will do their entire front parking lot, driveways, bus loop, and repair all of the base that they've been having potholes to deal with through those areas.
Thank you. I have a motion by Mr. Burrow. Do I have a second? Ms. Hurstis? Do I have any comments by the public? Questions by the board? Mr. Burrow?
So it's gonna be the front bus loop and the side parking lot, but not the, where the parents or the pickup?
No, it is the car.
It's everything that
It's
needs it?
everything that's asphalt. Yes.
Okay.
And we're even being able to add a few parking spaces.
Yeah,
with
there's
it,
some
too.
potholes in there, so, okay,
Yes. Yeah.
thank you.
Ms. Gallagher?
Obviously, AC stuff that comes up, if an AC condition breaks, you can't plan for that, but is this project something that was already in, like the construction thing, or is this something that we just popped up?
It was identified a couple of years ago. We've been looking at it. Maintenance has been patching it over the years. It can't continue to be that way. We didn't take it on last year because we were taking care of the HVAC.
Okay.
And we couldn't, this really is their only main access point for the most part, so we weren't able to deal with both contractors doing what they needed to do to accomplish.
Are we gonna wait till the end of the school year to do it, or are we not gonna affect any,
No,
school
it's
year?
a summer job. They'll start
Okay.
when school gets out.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Would everyone please vote? And that passes unanimously.
Thank you. I have a short construction report. The contractor for the termite damage repairs at the gym locker rooms at St. Tammany Junior is expected to start. Oh, I'm so sorry.
We're on
Oh,
literacy.
I was moving right.
That's right. We appreciate that, Ms. Tipton. We do.
Sorry.
Need you to go back just a little bit.
Thank you. Item C is recommendation for substantial completion of Slidell High School 1033 9th Street building renovations, Phase 1, St. Tammany Parish School Board project number is P0449.
Mr. Bro, would you like to make that motion? Do I have a second? Ms. Rutherford, do I have any comments by the public? Questions by the board? Everyone, please vote. And that passes unanimously.
And item D is recommendation for substantial completion of Mandeville High School visitor side restroom and concessions building, St. Tammany Parish School Board project number P0434.
Mr. Green with the first motion. Do I have a second? Ms. Moore, any questions by the public? Comments by the board? Everyone, please vote. And that also passes unanimously.
And now we'll go with the construction report. The contractor for the termite damage repairs at the gym locker rooms at St. Tammany Junior, they'll be starting on site the last week of this month, and they had a pre-construction meeting this week. The roof has been installed on the Salmon High Female Sports Locker Room Concessions Building. They have the first coat of paint on the interior and exterior. The concrete landings for the steps and ramps are being formed and poured, and CLECO installed the new service into that area of the school campus to serve this building and the softball field, and they refed something on the football field during this week. The Slidell High softball locker room building is progressing towards completion. They have started some of the final inspections. There are quite a few, but they have gotten started with those. At Fontainebleau High, the contractor has completed asphalt paving, the sidewalk across the front, site grading. We have sod installed, and they're working on the walkway canopy connection to the new building from the south end of the mall area. Pearl River High's visitor site concessions building is near completion. They're working on finishing the site work. They were anticipating connection of the permanent power and the water service. And after all of that, they'll be getting their final inspections. The contractor for the project at Mandeville Junior Gym locker room renovation, they continue to get their shop drawings in, and they've been doing some on-site review and exploratory work and planning for Phase 2, which will start shortly. A pre-construction meeting for Covington I Pro Start project was held February 20th, and they're working on their permits, shop drawings, and planning the project, which will start as soon as the school year ends.
Thank you, Ms. Tipton. Do I have any questions from board members? Ms. Hurstis?
Hi, Ms. Tipton. I know that we already emailed about this, but just to confirm so people at home know, the Salmon's softball locker room and concessions, I don't know if you just said it, but that will be completed by summer, correct? Just to
That
confirm.
is
Okay, and then I know we had emailed a little bit before, but how are we looking on installation quotes for the Fontainebleau's greenhouse?
I believe CTE is working on that, but I have been talking with them as well.
Ms. Strattenberger is working on that.
Oh,
and
okay.
We're meeting with Josh. I think she's meeting with Josh either tomorrow or early next week.
Oh,
To
awesome.
go through what we found. We got information back from the parish planner, Mr. Wortman. He's given us our guidance. She's meeting with him to know exactly what's going on. But yeah, we are working on that right now.
Okay, not
Yes.
to kind of ask a stupid question, but I'm going to ask a stupid question.
You might
Because I
get a
do that
stupid answer.
sometimes. I do that sometimes. Do we really have to get an installation company do that? I mean, because I've built sheds before myself. I mean, I'll go over there with a drill, and I'm sure that we can like volunteer some parents and maintenance crew to do that. I mean,
It's not as extensive. That's what Ms. Strattenberger is going to show Josh. It's not as
Okay.
extensive. it's much less cost, but still we have to meet code. We're on we have kids going in and out. It's got to be up to parish code. They have to come inspect it.
Okay.
So that's where we run into a problem.
Okay, all right, thank you.
No problem.
Anyone else? All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Upton. Ms. Prevost with our financial update.
Good evening. I provided you with a written budget update as of February 28th. In the interest of time, I'm not going to go over it in detail, but I can tell you that our actual revenues and expenditures are currently in line with the budget, so we don't need to do any revisions at this time. But I'll be happy to answer any question on that document I provided you.
Any questions from board members? Ms. Fauntleroy?
Just quick, how much did our enrollment change from October to February about?
I want to say it was between 400 and 600.
Okay. And when will we find out the impact on?
April, they will adjust the MFP for the October and then February counts. Right now, the MFP is based on last February, so they will adjust down, and it's going to be down.
Okay.
So we will take a decrease for the April, May, and June payments. They'll just adjust the total for the year and take it from us the last 3 months of the year.
Okay, thank
So I'm
you.
anticipating that.
Mr. Burrow?
So, what was the final number in February? 36, 37, 38,000? How many
Students?
students?
Students,
If it dropped 600, where are we?
I think that's enrollment. I think
Yeah.
our MFP count was like 400. It's somewhere around that area,
Yeah.
I think.
It's around 36.
We can get that for you.
It's around 36.3, but you look at enrollment, which is, you got to take out pre-K and some of those things. So we're talking about 35,000, excuse me, around that for non-pre-K.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
The monthly financial reports?
I provided you with the January financial reports, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions from board members? Ms. Gallagher?
I'm just curious, on the parish-wide construction fund, in the top of it, it says earnings on investments and all these numbers, and then it said transfer from general fund was $1 million.
Yes.
But yet, we still have a balance of 12 million, so why did we take $1 million from general funds? What would that have been for?
We budgeted $3 million to be added to parish-wide. We do that every year. So we do a partial payment on that $3 million every month. I believe
I feel like I
it's-
asked this question now that you've answered it, so it's every month you just keep adding, it's not $1 million at a
Right,
quarter?
but I believe we went ahead, once we get most of our ad valorem, we go ahead and pay out transfers, so it's probably at the budgeted amount of $3 million.
Okay, well, it just says $1 million here, so we should be getting, so
There's
later.
another 2 that'll be added before the end of the year, and
Got
I
it.
think it's already been added.
Okay, now
You'll
that you
see it
say
in
that, I remember that
February.
answer, so
Yeah, you
the
should see
number
it in
is just
February.
different. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Ms. Baker?
I do have a question, it's probably more for Mr. Jabbia, and I don't think this is the appropriate time, but you can tell me when the appropriate time is. But like, so you hear all the noise on the TV, and I mean, I guess it's too many what ifs. If they do away with the Department of Ed, maybe this is Ms. Gardner as well, will they just give it to the states and then shovel it down? How will it affect us and our kids?
Yeah, well, the issue right now is Title II, and I was telling this to Ms. McCullum yesterday. She was at an event I was at. And three.
Correct.
Which is really a lot of our PDs, some salaries.
Federal.
Kim and I have already addressed a large number, and I'm not ready to give y'all all that stuff yet. Like I told you, I've been taking a deep dive into everything, so. Kim and them have positions they're not filling. Christie is in the process of eliminating PDs, subs that we've used previously and how we've covered subs for PDs that will be eliminated because we're pretty certain Title II and Title III are not going to be funded. So, you know, we're still in a holding pattern. The LDE is truly not giving us true guidance of what that's going to look like. I don't think they truly know of how the money is going to be received by the state of Louisiana and how it's going to be dispersed. I know that we've submitted our super app. Christie has done all the submissions. What the state is planning on being able to fund is in that super app. We've applied for those areas where we qualify. as a school district for those things, as they talked about with, the textbooks. With UIR and CIR, we do get preferential, treatment when we're doing supplies and resources there. So we apply for everything we can with those schools. It will cover those schools. To Mr. Bro's point, that's part of the reason why we have to use Tier 1. I've tried to explain this many times before, that as much as we want to break out and do our own thing, we are at the mercy, all school systems are at the mercy of the LDOE, and we can't differentiate from that list. So, y'all, it's just, right now, I think we're just like the rest of the country. We just really don't know what the final outcome's gonna be, but we are being proactive and not reactive. Kim and her staff have taken a deep dive into staffing, and we're eliminating or putting to the side some programs, some services, the use of the people. They're in a holding pattern until we know more. We're not gonna fill them until they're funded, because the last thing we wanna do, and this is Kim and I have discussed, the last thing we wanna do is have a position that is dependent on those funds, and now the general fund's gotta eat them. And that's unacceptable. So we are being proactive, we are thinking ahead, cutting where, and Christie is reassigning different things to different title funds that are applicable so that we can make it work. But as of right now, Kim has 10 positions that she is not filling for the 25-26 school year, because we got to make hard decisions. I know y'all here tonight, y'all, I understand people have different perspectives and things. You've tasked me with making very tough decisions. Not everybody's going to be happy. I'm sorry. I can't make everybody happy. If everybody else is happy, the rest of us are miserable. So it goes both ways. So we're going to do the very best we can. We are taking a deep dive into everything. I've sent y'all other information that I will divulge to the public when it's time for me to go through those things and come to you guys. But it's hard decisions right now, and I've been tasked by the people at the podium and by this board to make tough decisions and to create opportunities for our current employees moving forward. And that's what I'm trying to do. And so not everybody's gonna like those decisions, I'm sorry. But that's why I'm in this position, is to make decisions like that. My staff is here to help me make those decisions. They're not always gonna be popular decisions. And you're gonna hear from the people that are not happy. You're gonna hear from them.
And that's fine, but, okay, so, Kim, I guess this is now more for you. Do I sound normal?
Is your
It's
microphone
echoing.
on?
And for some reason,
I
it's
think it's
echoing a
my
little
ear.
bit.
I think it's
echoing a
my,
little
okay.
bit.
Move your microphone. No, I think it's my ear. I think I have a bug in my ear. But anyway, so Kim, when okay, so everything in government is obviously changing by the minute, not by the day. So when parents call, whether it's parents of an older child, a child in school, and they're worried about their child's services because it's IDEA, because it's 50, because it's something provided by the federal government. What he just said that has me concerned. So our employees that are paid federally, we don't have any guarantee that I mean, like, to me, and what I've been saying logically, but that doesn't always fit, is like I've been saying, if your child has a disability according to IDEA is not going away.
Yeah, right now, well, as of this morning, they filed a lawsuit, so it's on a hold. But they are trying to move all IDEA funds to the health department. But a lawsuit was filed as of today, so it's on a hold. So if that happens, yes, it very likely could go away. The funding for IDEA could go away, and that's gonna then start. We have not cut any sweep positions.
Right.
We've only cut, well, we haven't cut sweep positions because of funding. We've cut sweep positions because of numbers. But funding, we've only cut federal programs.
So like an IEP facilitator is
Has not-
federally
No.
mandated?
No, that's not federally funded though.
Okay.
There are some positions federally funded, and there are services that's federally funded, but right now, SWE is not being impacted. It's at a complete halt right now because of what happened today.
And it's still gonna go, so in
Now,
the
that could change
11th hour,
tomorrow,
you
but
could be
right now it's
shuffling a
fine.
budget that we don't know where it's coming from, right? Because we don't know what the state will give us and how they'll decide
It's
how
all
to divvy the money.
speculation at this point.
Yeah,
so
there's no
we really-
absolutes
yeah.
to anything. But what I want to clarify, what I was referring to has nothing to do with 504 and IDA. I'm talking about federal programs, some of our coaching positions and things like that supplement what we do that have been covered previously from federal funds. I'm not talking about anything SWE related, 504, no, I'm not talking, those are not anything that have been addressed. We're talking about things that are covered under federal programs that are not services that are mandated for our children. So,
Wow.
yes,
So we don't know we don't know anything.
we don't know nothing about
We
nothing.
don't know nothing about nothing.
Ms. Gallagher?
Thank you, Ms. Martin. Ms. Prevost, I forgot I had one more for you. On the general fund summary from 2025, on page 2, under support services, when you go to general administration, it said actual from 2024 was $4.2 million, and actual from 2025 was $436,000. So can you explain what that line item is for and what the massive, I guess now decrease was from? The general fund, February 2025 financial statement, page 2?
It was probably just timing. What happens is the retiree insurance is coded initially to that line, and then it's allocated to all the different functions. So it would be regular ed, special ed, but initially it goes to general administration. It just sits there as a hold. So that's probably that number, and it just probably had not been allocated when I ran the financial. So you've got to remember, our numbers move every day. So when I run a financial, there's going to be changes the next day. So-
Right, but okay,
So
so,
if you look at the end of the year, there's not that much of a difference. So it probably changed the next month. So,
okay.
yeah.
It was a
It's
big
just a
change, so I was
comparative.
just curious.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is because that's a big number and we have to allocate it to all the different functions. It just probably had not been done yet
Okay,
at that point. But I will check on it and make sure, but that's what I'm thinking it is.
okay, thank you.
Sure.
Anyone else? All right, next, the monthly purchasing report.
If I could, before we get the report, I'd like to let you know that Laura Vander Kliss, the supervisor of purchasing, resigned effective March 12th. But I'm very pleased to announce that the new supervisor of purchasing will be Mr. Ron Randolph. I'm sure you all know Ron, but Ron, could you stand up? Stand up, Ron. Ron has worked for the school district for over 40 years in various supervisory roles, so we are very excited to have him stepping into this position. So congratulations, Ron. But the monthly purchasing report was provided to you, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. I won't put it on Ron yet, since he just started today.
Do I have any questions from board members? All right. Let's see. Next, we have our public comment section. Any staff that would like to leave? Please leave. You are free to go.
Steve. I think it's just Stephanie and Robert.
No, I couldn't hear all that.
And whoever that is.
And congratulations, Mr. Randolph.
No, there's no comment. Oh, it really, wow. Yeah, no. It was not an agenda item, so there's no discussion.
You're welcome.
Ms. Stephanie Underwood?
Okay, yeah, okay, see you.
Please state your name when you reach the podium.
See you.
Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. All right, Stephanie Underwood, Executive Vice President of the Federation. I do want to say that I do appreciate you hearing our concerns about the discussion item and making a compromise and getting that out there. So thank you so much. I hope that we can continue to have this kind of relationship when we speak up, we hear, and because I know you can't do everything that everybody says, but feeling like you're heard and listened to and valued is very important and for everybody. So I hope that we can continue that moving forward. I don't remember what else I was going to say, so I wanted to make sure to say thank you. Y'all have a good night.
Ms. Tanya Renee Platt. Please state your name when you reach the podium.
Hi, I'm Renee Platt, and I'm a paraprofessional. I want to talk about the working conditions we face. We love our students, but paras are exhausted and burned out. When a student is in crisis or having continual escalating behaviors, there are not enough clear plans to handle it. Teachers and paras need better support to keep everyone safe. I asked the district to create clear crisis plans for when students escalate, and to also provide better training and support for staff. We need real solutions to keep staff and students safe. Thank you.
Mr. Robert Broom.
Good evening. My name is Robert Broom from Slidell. This year I have the honor of being the 2025 president of the Military Road Alliance. And the MRA was established in 1983 as a nonpartisan association of many of the homeowners along Military Road in eastern Slidell. We are an association of associations. It's getting late. Representing approximately 2,500 homes in East Slidell. I would like to announce to the board and to the public that the MRA will be hearing from Superintendent Jabia on April 9th at Boyette Junior High School, starting at 7 p.m. Mr. Jabia will report on the state of the school system, and he will give to the public a detailed description of the upcoming bond issue and renewal. And the MRA invites all members of the public to attend and to hear the latest information from the school system. And that's what all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Brown.
Thank you. President Green, do you have any announcements?
The board meeting will be Thursday, March 20th at 6 p.m. here at Shane.
All right, with no further business, I declare this meeting adjourned. You're welcome, everybody.